Now it's time to show some love to our sponsors over at DraftKings. Y'all know what time it is. It is time for our Pick Six. Very simple and easy to follow. We take a pick set with 2 or more picks, and we go to points, rebounds, assists, whatever statistical category you want to go to, and we go more or less. More or less. I hate to do this again, ladies and gentlemen, but last week, for like the 3rd or 4th consecutive week, we went 3 out of 4. I am trying my damnest to get this 4 out of 4. And this past week was even more gut-wrenching or heartbreaking because let me break it down. So we chose Giannis Antetokounmpo against the Golden State Warriors for his points, rebounds, and assists at 46.5. He got to 49. So we took the more, and that was successful. Then we went Michael Porter Jr., a guy that has been on fire for us with these picks. We took him for 24.5 points. We took the more against the Orlando Magic. They lost that game as well, but Michael Porter Jr. had 34. Shout out to overtime. Overtime always helps to get those points. And then we took Mark Williams, 7.5 rebounds against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Phoenix Suns won that game, and Mark Williams left with 12 rebounds. And then last but not least, I chose Karl-Anthony Towns because he had a tough game the game before against the Detroit Pistons where he just wasn't mentally there. And so I said, you know what? We're going to run it back with Karl-Anthony Towns. He's going to have a point to prove. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And I took Cat for 20.5 points against the Los Angeles Clippers. That felt like low-hanging fruit. That felt like the one I was most confident in. Coming off of a down game, they put 20.5 in front of our faces and thought we weren't going to snatch that up. Karl-Anthony Towns had 20 points on the head. So we missed this 4 out of 4 potential by 0.5 points. But we got to do what great people and great players always do. When you have one of those tough performances, when you lose by a hair, when you lose by a buzzer beater shot, you can't feel bad for yourself. You got to dust yourself off, pick yourself back up, and you got to get back to it. So this week, we have another pick set for y'all for our pick 6. I'm going to go Kawhi Leonard, who has been on fire like nobody's business. One of the hottest players in the NBA right now. Since December 20th, I think Kawhi is averaging like 32.5 points per game on 50, 40, 90 shooting, 3 blocks, 2 steals. He's doing everything. And the Clippers are one of the hottest teams in the NBA right now. So we're going to rock out with Kawhi and take the more on his points there against a young, struggling Washington Wizards team. The next guy we got is a guy that we had in last week's pick set, Michael Porter Jr. I'm taking him more on his points again against the Pelicans, another team that is not that great defensively. Michael Porter Jr. is another hot player right now that has been on an absolute burner. He's taken some of the craziest contested shots, but because he's 6'10" and because he has the shooting ability that he does from the distance, it's like nobody contests his jump shots. I seen him play against the Mavericks the other day, and same thing. He had a couple 4-point plays that they overturned because they said he kicked his leg out. But I thought that those were 4-point plays, and I'm just like, I can't believe the audacity in some of the shot attempts that MPJ is taking right now, but it just shows you how hot he is. We're going to switch gears a bit and go to the other side of the conference, and we're going to take Keontae George against the Chicago Bulls. We're going to take his points as well for more. He just had an incredible game the other night against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I would expect him to continue to do good things like that against a struggling Chicago Bulls team. That's one of the things I've been focused on, is trying to find those teams that aren't necessarily the best defensively and figure out who can exploit some of those defensive weaknesses. And I think Keontae George, based off what he was able to do to Cavs, he'll be able to kind of have the same performance level against the Chicago Bulls. And then last but not least, we're going to take Yusuf Nurkic, the same game as Keontae George. We're going to take the more for his rebounds against the Chicago Bulls. For those of you who haven't checked out DraftKings Pick 6 yet, there's an exclusive offer waiting for you. Right now, new DraftKings customers can play 5 and get $50 in bonus picks. All you have to do is download the Pick 6 app and use promo code ENJOY when you sign up. Pick 6 is available in most states, including Texas, California, and Missouri. So don't be afraid to get in on the action. Ride the upside with Pick 6.
Hit subscribe for more news, highlights, and analysis from the NBA on NBC.